Greetings, greetings, seasons, greetings, earthlings and humans, and anyone else or any other beings that happen to be in this realm at this time, watching the craziness going on. Oh my God. But anyway, at least we know everything's coming out. All the truth is coming out. And people like me, we don't quite sound so crazy anymore, do we? Although actually, at this point, I would say I am totally crazy because of the awful weather in England. It is literal Chinese water torture, but in England with the non-stop rain and the grey. I literally live in a cloud in Lancashire at the foot of a hill, not a mountain, just a hill. I don't even know how tall the hill is, but I walk up it every day. And it's always in a cloud these days. We're just in a cloud and the land can't take any more water, but whatever. We're multi-dimensional spiritual beings of light. So I'm sure a bit of water's not going to do much damage, although my house did get flooded a few weeks ago, beginning of December. Actually, like, yeah, 3 weeks ago. Crazy times. But anyway, I'm here as usual just to keep reminding people and dropping my crochet stick. Hold on, because I'm going to show you my crochet. I might even do a little bit for you. I'm here just to say it's all right. It's all right. Amazing things are coming, and don't listen to the doom and the gloom. Like it's not what it sounds like at all. And we are going to turn this around. We already are. It's done. Just waiting for people to catch up, right? Not that there's any catching up to do, because all people have to do is remember and recognize that they are the creators of their own reality. Like everybody keeps talking about, right? What do you mean? How can I create my own reality? How can I create my own reality? What do you want about? It's all a bit crazy, isn't it? Well, I'm going to be talking about that over and over and over again. I'm just going to keep repeating the basics until they sink in. I am going to be moving away from YouTube because I can't even access the chat thing on the side, so I can't interact with people. And the whole point is to find my tribe and, you know, just have a little community of like-minded, very, very like-minded. So, as usual, to begin, welcome. And I always say the following three things that I have discovered to be truth amongst a absolute avalanche of nonsense that we're being completely surrounded with at this time. Number one, God is real. Now, as to what God is, I'll talk about that. I've already done this so many times, but we'll keep talking about the nature of God. And number two, we're not alone in the universe. Who knew? Who knew? I think I've already said this before, but whenever I say these things as I'm walking around in Lancashire and I meet people and I go, well, three things, everybody agrees with number two, that we're not alone. And then I say, yeah, but you've got to remember, like there are a whole bunch of benevolent ones. It's not that we're going to be overtaken by alien invaders that just want to, eat us and drink our blood and steal our souls because, well, that's already happened. So that's what we're getting out of. And hence the benevolent beings and the orbs and all kinds of amazing things that are present now. If we can still the mind and tear our attention away from Satan's realm for 1 second, so that the benevolent beings in the interdimensional spaces around us might get to sort of say hello. And you don't have to be special and you don't have to be a chosen one. You just have to choose yourself and be still. Now, You might get like a fleeting sense of some kind of a hug or something, which is what happened to me at the beginning of the lockdowns. Sorry, lockdown. Um, I had a blue energy, gave me a hug right around the whole BLM Instagram, turn your Instagram black thing that everybody was doing, giving me grief because I wasn't. So this blue energy, which I believe was my higher self, right? So these are the kind of things I want to talk about. And then number three, we've been lied to about everything, including that we're not alone in the universe and that God's real. Now, I guess with God, it's not so much that we've been lied to about God being real or not. It's just that we've been completely removed and separated from our creator so that it makes it very difficult for us to connect. And we don't need a priest, and we don't need a church, and we don't need any intermediary. We each individually connect to source ourselves. And so, these are the things I want to talk about. Oh, and number four, I've added a fourth one lately. Um, B, don't do. Well, that doesn't really make sense, does it? Let me see what I wrote it down. I did write it down properly. Excuse me. I just ate some chili and it now is repeating. So there is a fourth. Oh, yeah. We are here to be, not to do. Although, as R.J. Spina says in his lectures, bring the being into the doing. Um, so, you know, the bad news is we did get invaded by a low frequency energy, or that the earth was always set up this way as a school. Okay. In my opinion, my personal opinion, I feel like if it was set up as a school, it's all got a little bit out of hand, right? And so now we're here to kind of rein it in, like, it's all got a little bit wrong. All these rules and regulations and traps and manipulations and mandates and amendments and all sorts of nonsense. This is all man-made law, like the Black's Dictionary of BS. We don't even need to pay attention to it. We don't even really need to learn how to be sovereign in the sense of having to, do the whole law thing. And I mean, I was in the middle of doing a sovereignty declaration with my name, Commander Demashimi Narakima, all over. Sorry, I was going to digress then, and I'll come back to my name. I was in the middle of writing this sovereignty declaration, and then I'm like, I don't need to even write it down. My word is enough. My word will do. We don't need to write stuff down. We don't need to communicate with these people unless we're forced to. But even then, it's about turning our back on the evil nonsense system of doom, which includes everything that people, you know, um, are very emotionally attached to, universities, education, getting a good job, getting married, getting the house, getting the car, this thing that people think is what's going to make you happy. And even though it's not really made anyone else happy, no, 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 but I'm going to make me happy. I'm going to make it different. I'm going to have my kids and my kids are going to be really happy because I'm going to do everything differently. Well, it's all about forgiveness. We can't be doing things out of reaction. It has to be out of integration and accept. Well, not acceptance. That's another thing that R.J. Spina, if you don't know who he is, check him out. He's got some cool Saint Germain-esque information to give out about the I am. Hello, Betty. Um, yeah, I've lost myself again. I guess that means I've already made my point. Anyway, my dog's here. She's not in the best space, but that's because I feel like my house is a bit haunted. Anyway, check it out. How awesome is this? I mean, I can't believe how perfectly square and round it is. If I was to stretch it out, it would look better. So I would say I'm about not even halfway through. It's going to be quite a lot bigger. There's quite a bit more to come on the edges, and obviously it's getting a lot bigger. But how amazing. I really urge anyone to learn crochet. The colors are not coming up very well, strangely. Whatever. It's a lot more vibrant than it's appearing on the screen. But yeah, so I've just done these little sparkly pink roses. And then I'm doing this curly row. Oh, no, no, hold on. What am I up to? This is where I'm up to, this row here. So I'm just doing this kind of darker red where it's kind of crossing over. So much fun. I'm going to just show you a little bit. Oh, I keep dropping things. I feel like I'm not quite in the dimension fully. Right, so let's just have a little go and then I'll continue talking in a minute. I mean, I'm not really sharing too much. I have a couple of downloads that need to be expanded upon, and I'm also wanting to share information about Patreon and stuff. Oh, I can't really show you now, so because I'm only doing the whoops single crochet row. I wanted to show you how to make. Not that you really care, and you're probably thinking, oh my God, did I just tune into a crochet lesson channel? It's all going wrong. I'm blind as a bat because of this constant darkness. You just can't see. Oh, so while I do this, I'm going to complain about the weather because it's just a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's just been raining now for days and days and days. There's this constant fog, this white. I mean, I feel like I'm in that movie, The Fog, all the time. And even my dog is not happy. She's like, oh my God, can I get out of here? Anyway, I'm doing single crochets and then I'm going to be going to do this crossover thing in a minute, but I feel like it's probably distracting me. So I'm going to stop by just doing a little double crochet around the front because that's another stitch that needs to be done. So you just keep joining them. And yeah, Sophie's Universe, it's called. You can get it, you can go online, you can Google it, Sophie's Universe. It's a crochet along, and it's keeping me sane. And it's also really good for your brain, right? Because you have to kind of read these instructions, you've got to work it out. And it really does the journey of crochet really does sort of allow you to experience how rubbish our brains have become, our powers of concentration. But you see, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why we can't concentrate. And it's because, you see, your imagination is your pineal. And we know that we've been attacked, right? The pineal's been attacked. And they don't want us to imagine. They can't, they don't, the people who took over, the beings, the entities, the system, the AI, the low frequency energies, whatever it is, that kind of like took over the realm and started to kind of get us creating a negative reality instead of a positive one. They don't want us to imagine and to connect with our memories of how things are meant to be. We always talk about going back to the future. We are going back to the future because we're going back to how things were before we got kind of like thrown into this parallel pocket reality, which was anything between the last 120, 140 to 300 years ago. We don't quite know. Well, maybe there was something happened. Something happened. It was like a new flood, except it was a mud flood. And now we've got this other thing that's going on, right? With the injections, and then there's the sun, and there's just so much going on that people have no idea, and all the information is being bombarded at once because now is the time. Now is revelations. Now is the apocalypse. Now is the revelation of the truth. Like this time was always prophesied. Both sides knew it was coming. And that as we started to wake up to the truth and who we are and how we are creators and not consumers, again, RJ Spina, that's his phrase, but it's just so spot on. We are creators. It's been thrown around, all the truth's been thrown in with a load of nonsense to make it's like the dark side going, ha, all right, there you go. there's your freedom, there's your truth, work it out. Literally. And we're all kind of scrabbling around, picking up bits here and picking up bits there. And some of the misinformation sounds exactly like the truth. So you end up going down rabbit holes and then you're like, oh no, it's not what I thought. And then you have to go all the way back and then you're down another one. And so, I've been doing this for a long time, and especially the past 5 years, right? And I've come to the conclusion that there are only a certain few truths that really can be held on to. Um, and they've got nothing to do with any narratives at all. They've got nothing to do with any stories and wars or countries or even the galactic kind of genders or genders. They're androgynous. You see, the thing as well is this fake reality. I just noticed I got some, excuse me. I shouldn't eat before I come on these things. Uh, this fake reality is so copying the real original reality. Everything here is just a very poor imitation of reality. So, for example, with the virtual reality goggles, right? And people wanting to merge with the machine to become um, immortal and never die and have superhuman powers. Well, that's coming anyway to anybody that's open to it. That's coming. That's what's coming. We're already superhuman. We are superhuman. We just forgot. We got kind of we forgot for whatever reason. Doesn't matter. It's coming back and we're remembering who we are. And so really the whole point of what I want to do, I don't really want to be here to keep talking about, the narratives, although I do sometimes go into my 3D human, like want to have a bitch kind of, mood, in which case I'll warn you, and then you can switch off if you don't want to hear the drama and the negativity. But it's not very much because things are clearly not at all what we thought in this realm, and there is much to be excited about. But it is a bit of a trek because we've got to wade through the shit to get out of it and clean ourselves off. And then we're standing in the light, blinking because we don't know which way to go. It's an absolute minefield. So I'm just here to, you know, hold hands with anyone that's feeling lost like me, because I'm feeling lost. I'm feeling alone. I've spent Christmas on my own again. Joking. I chose it. Told my little beautiful children not to come. I wanted them to rest. And I also wasn't sure if there was going to be any shenanigans going on with the flights and stuff, right? But I might be going to LA. Oh, I'm so excited. I might go to LA. I might go and meet Ishmael Perez. I might go to the Conscious Life Expo or something. That would be really cool because I just can't quite seem to kind of get anyone in England that's just, gets sick and has got a bit of oomph. And I think I'm the only person that just doesn't have any responsibilities or family or I don't know. So America, I've always really considered myself to be American, but my accent's really bad. I need to talk like my kids. Hey, mom, queen. That's what my kids go. Hey, queen. Anyway, so yeah, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, pretty dark, constant weird rain. I call it movie set rain on the roof. It's just weird and it's just this kind of, yeah. Anyway, oh gosh, there we go. Talking about the weather again. Anyway, I'm just going on and on again, weird, nonsensical ramblings. Um, so I've got a bunch of notes here, but I'm not going to have this as a long one. I'm just going to talk now about, and I've probably not even finished what I was trying to say before. Do apologize. Once I get going with my lesson plans, it'll be a lot easier. Um, so yeah, I want to focus on just a few things. So the main thing is I want to focus on who are you and get people, including myself, to really sit down and seriously commit to getting to know oneself and going, oh, actually, you're kind of cool. I kind of like you. Yeah, you know what? I want to fight in your corner instead of everybody else's, right? So who are you? Is going to be a main topic. And that's going to involve a little bit of meditation, a little bit of journaling, and a bit of honesty, I guess. So that's one big main topic. Who are you? And then the second one is literally, or I'm going to use my new word, legitimately, defense against the dark arts. Now, I got in touch with my Malaysian friends, my Malaysian rebel royals, I call them. I'm not sure if they would be happy with that, but we'll find out soon because we had a very long and interesting chat. And I had lots of revelations in that conversation with them. And I'm going to be having a chat with both, one, I mean, it's a couple, husband and wife, Lorna and Joe, and I'm going to either interview them together or I'm going to do all. I'll do them together as the divine, because they truly are divine, masculine, feminine, and I have so much respect for them. Did go through some strange times, and I had to go off and do my own thing so I could come back full circle and be like, oh, actually, I kind of get what you're talking about now. And so we did have that conversation where they got to hear me say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I now know what you were trying to tell me, and it was so frustrating. And like, and they were laughing, and I kind of know how they feel because the whole point of the kind of teacher-student relationship, which is what we all are, right? We're all eternal students. And then some of us decide that we want to go, yeah, this is what I've learned on the journey. Yeah, this is what I tried, and this is what worked, and this is what didn't work. And it's all about honesty and owning up. And there's too many of these, teams of light who are claiming certain things, but not really walking the talk. Do you know what I mean? I'm one of them because I keep saying I'm going to get going with these things and I don't because the resistance comes in, that invisible wall that tells you, no, you don't want to do that. Who wants to listen to you talking nonsense? I mean, come on, Kerry, just do your crochet or go and have a spliff or whatever. Although I don't, but that's what the voice might say, right? Go and have a drink, go and do anything other than the thing you really want to do, which is talk for Britain, talk for Britain, talk for Britain. Yes, definitely lost my marbles now. So, defense against dark arts is a very real and serious topic. Um, but again, it all comes down to the whole other topic, the third one, which is very close to my heart, which is the everything is frequency, energy, frequency, and vibration. Isn't that right, Betty? I've got a crick in my neck today from doing too much crochet yesterday. Let me show it you again. I know you want to see it again. So here you are. I should wear it. Could be like a one of those Scottish things. I could make it into like a big what could you, it could be my, House of Gabriel, whatever it's called. Anyway, yes, now I'm all tangled up in my crochet. So, yeah, defense against dark arts, who are you? And everything's energy, frequency, and vibration. And, it's about creating our realm, the underlying real kind of point of all of this is to get people to a point where they're able to be sovereign, to be the kings and the queens of their own realm and create it exactly as they want to, without fear of anybody coming along and saying, no, you can't do that, I'm afraid. No, 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 you can't think those thoughts. You can't think those organic, original, divine, God spark thoughts. Oh, no, no. Did you not know you're in the realm of Satan and the dark? Well, there's leading me to the last point, which is, defense against the dark arts really ultimately just comes down to consent because Satan can't do shit unless you allow it, unless you consent. And we consent by letting ourselves down. We consent by not having our own morals, ethics, logic, reason, common sense, common decency, and God's law. The problems all arise when you scrabble around trying to follow man's law, which is not the original law. The rules and the regulations don't exist. They're not real. What's real is God's law and honoring free will, doing no harm, and being a creator instead of a consumer. And this is it. This is all it comes down to. And it's so simple. And yet it's so challenging because of the resistance that will be put up by the dark side the minute you decide to start walking in the right direction. The resistance is going to be there telling you, no, 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 you don't want to go that way. And it has to do that because it can't stop you. You can only stop yourself. And this is the whole point. This is the whole point. I lived through it. I know it. I know this is true. And once you actually kind of just go in that direction and you push through the resistance and you push through the feeling and you get going, it's like, oh, I'm running free. I'm running home, I'm running home. And then the next thing happens and you fall flat on your face and there you are again. And then you're met with the resistance again. So that's it for me for now, except finally to say that because YouTube won't allow me to access the live chats, I'm so sorry, that's my feet on this bench. Because YouTube won't allow me to access the live chats, which means I can't really communicate or interact with anyone, I have just set up a Patreon account and it's not published yet because I need to get an introductory video and I'm actually going to get like a series of lesson plans and then publish that so people can see whether they want to sign up. And I'll probably do like 8-week um, lessons or sharings or whatever with a little bit of stories from me, exercises that we can all do to improve our pineal, which is your imagination. So if you want to know how to improve your pineal gland, close your eyes and start imagining something. Really imagine it, you know, like a lemon, a nice, juicy, warm, just plucked off the Sicilian coastline trees, lemon. And I'm cutting open the lemon and you can smell the lemon. Oh, that sharp, sharp smell and that mouth-watering acidity. Ooh. Now imagine biting into the lemon. What's your reaction? Tell me, how powerful is the imagination? And we're supposed to use that to create our reality. But unfortunately, our imagination's been hijacked by all sorts of different things, including physical poisons, mind control, programs, you name it. We've been pulled away from our original divine God spark, authentic, unique ability to imagine our realm into existence. And instead, everybody's walking lockstep, checking each other out, making sure that they're not taking a step a little bit too far or going a bit too slow or too fast, and to make sure they're all wearing the same colors of gray and brown and navy blue and black. This is about as colorless as you're going to see me. I guess I had to subconsciously do this just to, allow the piece, Sophie's Universe, to stand out. Oh my God, I love it. Anyway, so that's it. So I am still here. I do keep going through these really slumps where I'm literally paralyzed and I'm fighting actual literal um, low frequency energies that I'm allowing into my realm somehow because I haven't fully accepted and integrated and committed to who I am and why I'm here and how I want to contribute to this realm and this reality now that we know who we are and that we're free and that we can be anyone. I want to be an angel Gabriel apprentice, please. I know I went a bit off the beaten path, but I do believe as also as a, a lone ranger in the cosmos, that's what people like about me, that I go off the beaten path. Not afraid to traverse the dark, although I do bitch and moan on my way out of it or through it. I do get very, very annoyed with myself for agreeing to do all this. But then when I come out the other side, I'm like, yeah, next. And then I'm complaining and bitching again. But it's all right because I keep getting up. We all keep getting up. So yeah, Patreon, Gabriel's Temple, and I think I'm going to do a kind of a festive one about the divine child, because which is a subject I've been talking about with a few people that I convene with in a Telegram channel called Gabriel's Temple, which I will be opening up for people if they want to actually come in and have some decent conversations and ask questions. There's six of us in there, seven of us actually. No, six. And we're all doing the work, we're all doing the inner work, and we're all guiding each other through. And I think now that people are starting to realize that we truly are in this kind of spiritual, you know, multi-dimensional, strange place, it's time to open up the doors and let people come in and have a rest and learn that it's not all as terrible as it would appear. The old is being dissolved to make way for the new. And it truly is amazing. And I'm going to keep saying that as well. So do not be afraid. The most repeated verse in the Bible. Do not be afraid and know thyself. And then to finish, I can't remember if I started it, but I mean to start and end with this. I think I did. But again, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's all about discernment, and nobody can teach you. It's about that voice inside, the one that you know is right, the little secret one that usually gets shut up. That's the voice we need to be listening to. Anyway, so I will be back with topics, lessons, sharings on Trump, the Trump story, because I'm sorry, but there's, something's going on. The inner monologue, what goes on in here. And did you know that there are people who don't have an inner monologue? I mean, clones. Well, I've got a clone story. I think I might have actually met a real clone. I met this one girl at university. I've got so many stories to share. And then cleanliness is next to godliness. Again, this is about just watching the frequencies in your realm. I'm going to be talking more and more and more about this so it sinks in. And then I came up with this thing yesterday, which I actually really want to do, this topic. I have this habit of writing them all down. All right, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. And I never get to it. But the latest is, you are not the sim. You are the player. So far too many people wandering around the realm as if they are the sim, not the player in front of the console controlling the sim. All right. So I'm going to have a little deep dive into that as a way to understand your soul, different avatars, your consciousness, and how we really operate. And so until next time, I had to get one out over Christmas. Otherwise, it would have just felt like a big failure. Much love. And I hope it hasn't been too grim. And I hope that there's actually been lots of bright moments. Like for me, I got cards from my neighbours and my landlord and presents. Last year, there was nothing from anyone. I was sitting here on Christmas Day going, oh my God, everybody hates me. Oh my God, how am I alone? But it kind of, yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter, right? It's just a satanic ritual that we all got duped with. But for me, the sentiments of people coming together at that time of year, that's what it's about. But it should be every day, right? Okay, I love you lots. I will be back. And please pray for me that I can keep doing this properly and get myself into the proper space that I need to be in instead of going, oh, I can't. Although I suppose I have to do it myself, right? I'm definitely rambling. So good day. And I think I might come back on New Year's Eve and do an Instagram live as well. Yeah, let's do an Instagram live New Year's Eve, and then I'll put videos on Patreon. Maybe I'll look into Rumble because I would like to be able to go live and interact, like I said, and I can't. Okay, see you later. Bye.